All right, we are here. How you doing?
Doing all right.
What's your name? Where you from?
My name is Jeffrey Adams. I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
Okay. Far away from home.
Yeah. I came down here because my dad, he lives in Laverne, Tennessee.
Okay.
I stayed with him for about 10 years before I moved here to Nashville.
Yeah. Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 37.
Okay.
Just turned 37 May the 3rd.
That's great. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Do you have siblings and family that you still talk to?
Yes, my mom, my brothers, they live in Ashland, Kentucky.
Okay. Any children?
No.
Okay. Maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe. If the cards are played right.
Yeah, maybe one day. And I know they provided housing for you, but you are essentially homeless, right? Even though they provide a home shelter and
Yes.
place for you.
Yeah.
So what was life like before, you became homeless? And,
I had a steady job.
Well, let's start at the beginning. What was life like for you growing up, as a kid?
It was rough. I mean, I had to grow up quick because my mom, she was a drug addict.
Yeah.
She had two boys that I raised that were my brothers, so I had to grow up fast as a kid,
Yeah.
It wasn't easy.
Yeah. Was there anything that you wanted to be growing up?
Yes, I wanted to be a massage therapist.
Okay.
Like work on the Disney cruises, just travel.
Yeah.
But I did get to travel. I ended up being a carny, setting up carnival rides for Windy City Amusements out of St. Charles, Illinois. I work 7 months out of the year and get 3 months off.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Hannah. If you don't know her,
Yeah.
Say hi, Hannah.
She's a beautiful dog.
She's the reason why I got through with Tent City.
Yeah.
She used to kill the rats.
And she's very protective.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
She just turned 2. I don't know when her birthday is. I forgot.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure you're still gonna become a massage therapist.
Yeah.
Just
it's in the cards. I mean, I did a lot of jobs. I've been a mortician. I worked at a funeral home.
Yeah.
I did a lot of janitorial work. Can't work on cars really.
Yeah. Okay. So what was life like for you leading up to you before you became homeless?
Well, I used to live with my dad, and I was always doing meth, but one day I got too high and I ended up causing a structure fire in his backyard. And that's the reason why my dad kicked me out. It wasn't my dad that said it. It was more like the landlord. He said I can't live with my dad. So I had nowhere to go. So I moved here to Nashville from Laverne.
Okay.
I've only been in Nashville for about 2.5 years now. In that 2.5 years, I've seen like 4 deaths. It's been rough, man.
Yeah. So the drug that you're
The drug of choice was methamphetamines.
okay, and you still to this day struggle with meth?
Yes, because I've been on Adderall my whole life. I've been on it ever since I can remember. I've been on speed, methamphetamines.
So how did you get introduced to meth?
When I was like 17, my cousin, he handed me this light bulb and he told me to smoke it. And I'm like, what, how, because I've always did it as like pill, like Adderall was a pill, so he crushed it up, he put it in his light bulb and he lit it and he put a straw in there and he told me to hit it. And that's how I first started. And then I got introduced to a needle because I was always scared to do it that way. And it was like a rush. And now I've actually quit with the needle and I'm smoking it now on like foil.
Yeah.
Or like a bubble if I get a chance.
Okay. Have you ever overdosed or anything like that?
Yes, I have on fentanyl.
Okay.
The last overdose I had has been over about 7 or 8 months ago.
Okay.
Maybe longer, I don't know, but
Now,
I still dabble in fentanyl, but I'm actually working my way off of that, and I'm trying to get into a rehab.
yeah. Now, did that moment in your life of you overdosing, did that scare you to make you want to get clean?
Yes, but then I still use. I don't
Yeah.
like when I died. When the first time I actually died, they said, "Jeffrey, you died." I said, I was talking and I walked out of my tent and I fell on the ground. And when I woke up, there was an ambulance and everything. And I was like, bro, I was scared because I was like, I threw it away. And I said, I'm never going to do this again. And then turn around like 2 days later, I bought more and started using again.
Wow. Well, some people, when they hear that, a person overdosed from that, particular drug, they want to get that exact drug.
Yeah,
that
that
same person. Like, do you know why?
because I guess it's stronger. They know that it's stronger that you died, so then they could probably use less or more. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, how often do you use meth?
To be honest, every chance I get it.
Yeah. Oh,
When's the last time I used? Probably day before yesterday.
Okay. All right. Do you regret trying it when you
Yes, every day I regret. I regret even doing drugs ever. It has really done nothing but kind of messed up my life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
Yeah. And it's only a small hiccup, in your life that you can overcome and get over.
Right. But I'm actually glad that I did get to know what it was because, like, I believe there's too many people who are trying to judge and don't even know what the life is about. Like, if you never did any drugs, how can you tell me that I'm a bad person, or like I don't know what I'm trying to say. But
Yeah.
it takes an addict to know an addict or to deal with, the I don't know.
So you're basically saying only someone who's, experienced doing drugs can only relate to you. Instead of
Yes,
someone,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
instead
if
of
you
someone
never
who-
did it, you don't know how it is.
Right. Okay, so it's basically like they shouldn't judge you because they haven't been through it or
Right.
tried it themselves, so that they cannot really relate to what you're going through.
Yes.
Okay. What's the worst incident you saw while being homeless?
My best friend dying in front of me.
Now, was that due to an overdose?
Yes. His name was Joker. That was actually the first person that I seen dead from fentanyl.
Wow.
The second one was a friend named James. He died under the Gay Street Bridge. That Sunday, it was actually Saturday night going into Sunday. I used that night and I died, and somebody Narcaned me, and he stayed beside of me. And when I woke up that Sunday to go get breakfast, I came back to my tent and I seen his bike outside, and I walked up to his tent. I'm like, hey, James. Now, James was the type of person, if you made too much noise or any kind of ruckus, he would let you know. He'd be like, shut the hell up, you're making too much noise.
Yeah.
So I walk up to his tent and I see him face down on the floor in his tent. And I run to my partner and I'm like, yo, James is dead. So he goes over there and he looks at him and he's like, bro, he's dead. And we run out. So I let somebody know that he's dead. So they called the police and they witnessed him. The third person, I was dumpster diving and I found a body, but he was alive. That don't count.
Yeah.
He was underneath a blanket in a garbage can.
Wow.
So I pulled it back and I'm like, you're alive, yes.
Yeah.
And then the last one I found was in Tent City. Up in the middle, there was a person in the tent. I don't know who it was or what it was, but it stunk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found 4 people 3 were dead and 1 was alive.
Okay. Anything happened to you personally while being homeless?
Yes. Trying to think of the word. An argument between other people. I got hit in the face a couple times. I got yelled at, but that's about it. Nothing serious. Not like when I was homeless in Philadelphia. I got a knife pulled to my neck and robbed for my money in my pocket.
Wow.
But the only times I've ever came into harm is because of drugs.
Yeah. Okay.
But I've had a God that helped me get through with it, so thank you, God.
Yeah.
I'm not dead.
Well, with you going through this tough time in your life, what brings you joy or makes you happy?
That girl on the bed right there, my Hannah, and my mom.
Okay. Any advice you want to say to people that see this, who may be trying drugs for the first time, or
Keep your head up, and there's always a positive. Keep going forward and give it to God.
Okay. Any last thing you want to say?
Nope.
To anybody that may see this?
Nope.
Okay, well, I appreciate it, and I wish you the best.
Thank you.